I'm going to be talking about Graham Holdings Company. It's about $4 billion in the market cap. I think we all actually know Graham Holdings, even though it's kind of outside of our radar. This company used to be called the Washington Post Company, and this is the leftover after the Washington Post newspaper was spun off and sold to Bezos. That happened in 2013. Catherine Graham, who was a good friends with Warren Buffett, ran the Washington Post Company for a long time. Then Donald E. Graham, her son, took it over. And today, this company is managed by Tim O'Shaughnessy, who is the son-in-law of Donald Graham. In a way, it is like a family-run business. The company, after the newspaper was sold, has evolved into a holding company, much like Berkshire Hathaway. So today, they own Kaplan, which is a big educational services company, testing, etc. They own Graham Media, which owns a few TV stations. They own Graham Healthcare. They own a few auto dealerships, some manufacturing businesses, etc. They own a media company called Slate, and they also own the journal called Foreign Policy. So I think it looks like a very eclectic group of businesses, but they have been doing a very good job of, squeezing profit margins out of these businesses. They're also very actively acquiring and disposing of businesses as it makes sense to do. In terms of valuation, I looked at this as a sum of parts valuation. So I broke it down into education, auto, broadcasting, healthcare. These are the four major segments, and the thinking is if this gives me enough value, I don't really need to consider the rest of the smaller parts. Mm-hmm. Then I looked at this and I did a free cash flow multiple valuation and compared it to the peer group. For each of the segments, right? So for education segment, I look at the peer group in the education sector. And with that, I came up with the total intrinsic value of about $6.8 billion. And to me, this is like a significant discount to where, looking at where the stock price is today. It's a good entry point for an investor to get into this stock because you have a big margin of safety today. But I also think that based on the pedigree and based on the management ability and their history, this can be a really good long-term hold, just like Berkshire Hathaway used to be. Of course, we all know Warren Buffett sat on the board of this company for like 37 years or so. So, they're pretty much in the same mold.